We begin with breaking news. Yes, we have a major rally on our hands, but it is the addiction to the internet that is going to really cause problems when it comes to being vulnerable to major cyber attacks from hackers that are sponsored by so-called nation states. Let's call it what it is, China and to a lesser extent Russia. Nefarious characters zeroing in on the personal data of our corporations and our government employees, all for the purpose of blackmail. Remember when in 2013 the store chain Target was hacked? We had an estimated breach of 40 million customers. Credit and debit card information was exposed. Earlier this year, the Office of Personnel Management, this arguably is where the blackmail comes in. These people who were breached, they have top secret security clearance records within the Office of Personnel Management. More than 21.5 million government employees for their applications had to give up names of relatives, of best sources, of all kinds of business relations. That's what the Chinese have gotten to make into a Facebook for super spies. And today we're learning that Cisco routers, many companies around the nation and around the world use Cisco routers, that these routers have been hacked. Now, CEOs of publicly traded companies are absolutely panicked. You may own their stocks right now. But we have to ask what may happen if the patches that they put in are too late or simply do not work. With us now on a Fox Business exclusive is the man who discovered this. His team is responsible for today's frightening report. It's called CrowdStrike, and he is George Kurtz. Mr. Kurtz, thank you for joining us in a Fox Business exclusive. This is absolutely disconcerting, especially the blackmail part. But how did you come up with the discovery of this Facebook for spies?
Well, this is one of the things that we typically see during the breaches that we investigate. And when you think about the data that's actually been stolen, it's most sensitive data that's typically used to blackmail folks that have the highest security clearances. And this has been an ongoing campaign by China for a long period of time. And once they amass this information from database to database to database, they have a complete picture of our sensitive information, the folks who have clearances, and ultimately can use that information to blackmail them in the future.
They're harvesting vast amounts of personal information. In fact, I don't even want to call it vast amounts. It's almost like a dossier, isn't it, George? And therefore,
it's like a vacuum.
Right, a vacuum of what appears to be extremely sensitive information. If I am a government employee and I'm asked to fill out an application now, I have no interest in giving up the names of my relatives. As I understand it, we've had people who were breached come on and tell us, I gave up sources, I gave up business associates, and these are in high sensitive defense groups. What happens next?
Well, when you think about the OPM breach and the information that contains in that database, it is the most sensitive information you could possibly find. It relates to everything you have to document to get your security clearance and maintain those clearances over a 10-year period. So you could only imagine the amount of information. This goes well beyond your credit card information.
What if people are approached by Chinese spies? How will they even know that? Again, we have more than 20 million government employees here in the United States whose information has been stolen. Talk to people who are watching right now. What should they look out for?
Well, it's one of those areas where, you know, whether it's China or whether it's some other government, they're pretty good at approaching people and employing what we call human intelligence, and being able to bond with them, being able to curry favor with them and establish a relationship. And ultimately, really what they're focused on, are there any weaknesses associated with those people? Have they been doing some things that they shouldn't be? Is their email showing up on Ashley Madison? You know, do they have health problems? What can be used to potentially blackmail them in the future? Those are those social and human weaknesses that they want to take advantage of.
Listen, we so appreciate you coming on, George. It appears, though, as the president said, the offense is faster than the defense, and clearly we're not doing enough, right?
Absolutely. It's, you know, we're always one step behind the curve, but organizations really need to focus on detecting these breaches and be able to prevent against these sort of massive breaches that cause so much pain for consumers and individuals in this country.
George Kurtz is joining us exclusively. His company CrowdStrike discovered this Facebook for spies. He is bringing it to us and to you here on Fox Business. Thank you so much, George. Join us again.
Thank you.